the Achilles heel of this team is valuing the ball and turnovers. You can't win 18 turnovers. You know, any coach will tell you. And our turnovers always seem to be the ones where you just hand it to them and they're going in and dunking it and laying it up. It's been our Achilles heel for our young guards to value the ball. And until we correct it, it's hard to win. You hold them to 35% shooting. I think they got 2 tremendous offensive rebounders, and we out-rebounded them by 14. If you would have told me before the game, if we would have out-rebounded them by 14 and held them to 35%, I would have thought we would have won. But then you throw in 18 turnovers, and our offensive efficiencies, we're number 1 in the league in field goal percentage. We're 21st in the country in field goal percentage, and this is our worst game of sharing the ball. We watched our guards just dribble the air out of the ball. We didn't get enough post touches, and that's on me, and I'll clean that up. We've been really efficient offensively all year, and you got to give Bradley credit because they came out with extremely quick hands right from the jump, right out of the gate, first possession of the game. Well, I think we had 6 out of 7 turnovers to start the game, and that set the tone as well.
And yet you were able to overcome those and get back tied to 12-12.
We did. I mean, we answered it. We answered the runs. Both times. The beginning of both halves were a debacle. We even this week, literally this week in practice, in the middle of practice, we stopped, brought them to the locker room, and put 15 minutes on the clock. We practiced halftime this week because we've come out of halftimes the last couple times and had slow second half starts, especially the last game against Southern. So we practiced that. We practiced doing a new routine to start the half, and they come out and jump all over a 7-0 run to start the second half. We've just really didn't do a good job at the beginning of both halves, but the turnovers is the storyline, 18 of them. And then, our 3 guards were 12 for 40. 12 for 40, and, we've been doing such a good job of moving the ball, spacing, been really pleased all year as the field goal percentage reflects it. Today, we just settled. We sat around and watched us dribble the air out of it.
What do you attribute to slow starts? Nerves? Or?
No. I don't know. We had a quick start against Southern. I mean, I like the guys' resilience to bounce back. To bounce back after that slow start. So that isn't as big as concern as our Achilles heel of valuing taking care of the ball. We're at Southern, it goes into overtime, we had 16. I mean, going into this game, I think we were 3rd in field goal percentage defense, 1st in offense, but we were last in turnovers, last in rebounding. We addressed the rebounding and 18 turnovers. And it was a 1-possession game with 1:12 left until we had lack of discipline. Refs made a right call. I know there was a delay in the game for that flagrant call, correct call. Lack of discipline on our part. It was that's not toughness. That's not the way I teach us, and that was the right call on their part. And it was a 1-possession game at 1:12 left at that point, and we just beat ourselves with 18 turnovers.
What was the plan going into the game to try to keep Lemon under control?
Well, he does such a good job of there's 3 types of your games, and I remember Jairus used to always say that you got your three ball game, you got your mid-range game, and you got your to the rim game. And I think Walt can do all 3. He can get to the rim. He's got a mid-range game with his pull-up, and with his 3. So, he goes right for a lefty. He uncannily goes right, like a lot, and very well. If you watch him a lot on tape, he can really go right as a lefty. We were really trying to shrink the floor on him and make him take contested 2s, contested 2-pointers. Pull-ups, and I think he's we got some fast break ones. He got to the foul line, I thought he had a high energy game. His 3 steals too, and he played 40 minutes. I thought he had a good all around game. We had lack of discipline. We came down and fouled the jump shooter. We fouled 2 jump shooters tonight. That's one of those lack of discipline. Pickett had the ball in the block. He was taking a fadeaway too. We come from behind and hit him on the head. Right call. Right call. We hit him on the head. We didn't talk about going down and dig and hitting him on the head. I think that was a tie game, or we were up 1, or I got to look at the score, but that's not what we were, if he made it, it was going to be a tough 2. He was taking a fadeaway jump shot, and we dig down from behind and foul him. Not a good play.
How would you rate Doyle's performance tonight?
Milton has been terrific for long stretches. Milt's problem was not selfishness. You might look at it and say, and I'm upset with it, and he had 18 shots, but it wasn't so. He wants to win, and he got back in the mode that he did earlier in the year. He was trying to do it all himself. And that was the beginning of the problem. He was trying to do it all himself, and you just watched him dribble, try to take it. He's got to let it come to him. There was a great play in the first half, one of his first baskets. It was like the second or third time. He came off ball screen, kicked it. He got it back in the right corner like the third time, swept and drove baseline and made a basket. He's got to let it come to him. He didn't let it come to him, especially in the second half. And it's not selfishness. He's not a selfish kid by any means. He just didn't let the game come to him tonight like he has been for many, many games. He was trying to do it all himself and he just wants to win so bad. He's got to trust and let it come to him and learn to pick his spots.